Hello, Marina. My name is Star, and in your video for the trap and the sea inside, for the trap, you talked about how the father, not being able to pay for his son to have, his surgery. That, like, situation, like, as a whole, him needing money and them needing money and him, going to extremes to get that money. You mentioned how it's kind of reflective of like how government, or I guess like, yeah, it's a showcase of how government can't help its citizens, right? And the fact that he even went to those extremes is, kind of crazy. But, you know, the reasons behind that are obvious. He felt like he had no choice, whatever. But yeah, I think that there was a interesting point that caught my attention. Because like it reminds me of how here in the U.S. there is like Medi-Cal and stuff like that, and that's just like a baseline, like insurance that you can like almost anyone can receive. Um, but like as far as like if someone, I'm thinking of like if someone like me or my family member needed a surgery, I think there would be ways to attain that money. Um, it depends on the situation though. Sometimes you truly just need to come up with it, and there may not be a like a readily available solution. Or like maybe there'll be like partial payments that like or like a loan that you can get, but it's not always covered completely, especially when it's like a surgery that is can only be performed by like a surgeon at a very high level. Um, so yeah, that what you said kind of made me think about how like at that time, especially the time that it was at in the movie, um how government, like it showcases how it can't help its citizens in the way that it you would think that it should help its citizens, obviously the world is in a place where the government can't give out money to everyone. But I think it definitely um, rings true that there should be, or I guess not, there shouldn't be cases where, because there'd be a lot of cases where that are special cases, like for example the son and the family. But yeah, definitely just basically it made me think of like our country versus like okay, our country versus like the movie's portrayal like of the government, their government versus like our government. Not that our government is better anyway, it just reminded me of that. um and then for the scene side, you also mentioned something about government, and I think um it's a very true statement to say that um the government in the movie in Spain was definitely, it definitely felt like it was set up to at least in the case that um was before them with Ramon, with him trying to you know gain rights to um his what do you call it, assisted suicide. I think that it definitely, like, the government was trying to help itself more than it was trying to help him, even him being a citizen of the public. But yeah, I think like you said, he waited super long, and then like super long, and then when he finally is before the judges, it's kind of like written off like it was just like very simple to them, but in reality it was like, I think they knew it wasn't simple, but I think they were looking at it in just their own morality and like views, rather than putting that aside and like thinking about what this person, um, you know, especially being disabled, is trying to, to stand for. And yeah, I think that it definitely, in that scenario, was definitely the government or the judges were not trying to help him at all, I don't think. But yeah, that's all I have to say for that. Thank you for watching.